We are going to learn yet another poem, which is An Old Woman by Arun Kolatkar. Now, when I tell about Arun Kolatkar, I would like to say that he was a bilingual poet, and this is not a different perspective that we have to learn because most of the Indian English writers will be bilingual poets. So here, Arun Kolatkar, he was born in 1932, lived up to 2004, and he was a bilingual. He wrote in both English and Marathi language, and he was equally proficient in both these languages. And through his poetry, he had dealt with many themes of uh, religious. Uh, religious superstitions, and of course he dealt with blind faiths practices that was prevalent in the society of his immediate community. And also he shows how a common man is easily deceived and affected by these blind faiths, superstitions, dogmas, etc. So it is very much true that he is a real poet of a common man and society, and that much of his writings had an impact on the society, and he was also directly impacted by the culture and the society of his immediate premises. So here, An Old Woman is a poem that was published in his work of anthology, which is called as Jejuri. And you might know about Eunice D'Souza. In one of his talks with Eunice D'Souza, he had told her that Jejuri is a place which he came across through the different pictures that he saw about the Maharashtra, and it was a religious place, and he went there in order to find the definite stimulus to write this particular poem. So here we are going to a religiously perspective, monotonous poem by Arun Kolatkar, the title of which is An Old Woman. An old woman grabs hold of your sleeve and tags along. She wants a 50 pice coin. She says she will take you to the horseshoe shrine. So here the old woman, she is desperately in need of a 50 pies, maybe because she is very hungry, and she is pulling at the sleeves of this poet, and she is telling that it need not be free because she will take him to the horseshoe shaped shrine. You have seen it already. She hobbles along anyway and tightens her grip on your shirt. So the visitor, the poet, has already seen the horseshoe shrine. He is not interested in seeing it again, but still, the person, the lady, is tugging around. She is tightening her grab on the sleeve, and she hobbles. She comes a long way. She won't let you go. You know how old women are. They stick to you like a burr. So here, the poet is saying that the old woman is sticking to him just like a glue. Okay, this old woman is not leaving him, and she is attaching to him just like she is a glue. Okay. You turn around and face her with an air of finality. You want to end the farce. So here, you want to end the entire farce or drama, short drama, and you want to face her and tell her that you are not in a mood to see or hear anything that she is going to say. When you hear her say, "What else can an old woman do on hills as wretched as these?" So this religious place in Jejuri, it is having very much hilly areas, and also these areas are not that much populated. So this lady is telling to him, what can an old woman do in such a wretched, God forsaken place like this when she doesn't have anybody to help her? You look right at the sky, clear through the bullet holes she has for her eyes. So here there is a comparison of her eyes into bullet holes. That means the holes, the desperately seeking, the what you can say, the sympathy seeking eyes that she had. It was having so much of a bluish color of loneliness within it, and her eyes were transparent like a bullet hole, and it can of course reflect the blue sky, and the writer stares right into those blue skies. And as you look on, the cracks that begin around her eyes spread beyond her skin. So you are looking at her, and suddenly you see her eyes. When you see her eyes, which was plain, sympathetic seeking, and which was very desperately looking at you, you suddenly see that the corners of her eyes were having wrinkled patches of skin, and these wrinkles were all over her skin, all over her body. And the hill cracks, and the temples crack, and the sky falls. So here you can see that the sky falls, the entire temples are cracking, the hills are cracking, just because you are seeing the vicinity of an old woman whom you had detested long ago. You can see the sympathy in her eyes. You can see how desperately she was looking at you, and you can see how eagerly she was waiting for something just like a 50 pies. With a plate glass clatter around the shatterproof crone who stands alone. So here she was standing like a huge person, like a very huge, demoness person, because everything else around her was very minute, and the whole world around him was cracking down. Okay, and you are reduced to so much small change in her hand, and you are reduced to a very small change in her hand. She might have other changes in her hands. Other people might have given her some money, and she is desperately asking you for a 50 pies, maybe in order to buy a tea. So here, when you looked into her, her figure made you very sympathetic, made you fall for her. Your empathy was very much for her, that the whole world around you began to crack and fall and clatter and shatter around you, and you are reduced to a mere change, or the mere 50 pies that wished to be in her hands. You look right at the sky, clear through the bullet holes she has for eyes. Again, you are looking desperately into those eyes, which was uh, transparently glaring or mirroring the sky. So here you can see that there is a kind of religious monotony here. So here what happens is that the person is moving, or the person has come to Jejuri in order to have a religious worship, and there he comes across a lady who seeks his help. He is detesting her, he is throwing her away, he is making her leave her hand from the clutches of his shirt, he is making her go away, but the lady is clinging on to him. Now, when he sees the lady's eyes, the whole world around him crashes down, because he understands that the pseudo or the hypocritical cover that he had put here in order to come to Jejuri was all false. Now, the serving humanity, or serving a human being, is the best devotion that any person might have. So here there is a change, or there is this poet Arun Kolatkar, who wishes everybody to take care of humanity at their best. Okay, and only through humanity can they reach God. So with this we end our class for today, so we can see for yet another class. Thank you.